Have you ever stared at a word like night and just thought, why? Why is that K even there? You write it, but you never ever say it. Well, today we're going to dive into one of the biggest, weirdest mysteries of the English language, the crazy world of silent letters.
And that is a fantastic question, right? It really feels like our words are haunted by the ghosts of letters that used to be spoken. But are these just random, spooky occurrences? Or is there some kind of method to this madness? That's exactly what we're here to figure out.
Okay, so every good investigation needs a place to start. We're on the hunt for these letters that are seen but not heard, the culprits hiding in plain sight. So, first things first, let's get a really clear definition of what we're actually looking for.
So, what is a silent letter officially? Well, it's pretty straightforward. It's a letter that shows up in the spelling of a word, but when you actually say the word out loud, its sound is just gone. It's the ultimate wallflower at the pronunciation party. And man, once you start looking for them, you see them absolutely everywhere. You've got the K in knee, the B in lamb, the T in castle. And just look at these examples: psychology, wrong, mnemonic. This isn't some rare thing. It's a fundamental, and let's be honest, a kind of baffling part of English.
So the big question is, where did all these silent letters even come from? Well, to find out, we have to become language detectives and travel back in time, because it turns out history has left its fingerprints all over the words we use today.
And this brings us to a really cool idea. These letters, they aren't mistakes. Think of them more like fossils. Yeah, fossils. They are the echoes of a time when these words sounded totally different, and they're preserved in our spelling like an ancient insect trapped in amber.
This timeline for the word night is the perfect example. Way back in Old English, people actually said the K sound in crinth. But over time, as the language changed, the pronunciation got simpler. The sound just vanished from our speech, but that K got locked into the spelling, and it's been there ever since.
And these linguistic fossils come from all over the place. Some are leftovers from Old English, a bunch are borrowed from French, and many actually point all the way back to ancient Greek or Latin. What this really shows us is that spoken language changes fast, but our spelling, it often stays frozen in time.
Okay, so we know there's a ton of history behind these letters, but does that history leave us any clues or patterns that we can actually use today? Well, the answer is a big yes. It's time to crack the code. It might seem like total chaos, but there are some surprisingly reliable patterns here. I mean, look at this table. A K that comes before an N, it's almost always silent. Same thing with a B after an M, or a W before an R. Once you start to see these little rules, the language starts to feel a whole lot less random. But hold on, because this is where our investigation takes a really fascinating turn. It turns out these letters aren't just old artifacts we're stuck with. No, they are not retired. In fact, a lot of them are still working hard for us, every single day. So we kind of have to shift how we think about them. They're not just these quirky historical leftovers, they are active, functional parts of our written language. They actually have really important jobs to do.
Let's look at one of their biggest jobs. Just compare rat with rate. Go ahead, say 'em out loud. Rat, rate. Did you hear that? That silent E on the end is like a little command. It's telling you to change the sound of that A from a short A to a long A sound. It's a master controller of pronunciation hiding in plain sight.
And here is another super important job. They stop us from getting confused. The words night and night sound exactly the same. Without that silent K, how would we ever tell them apart when we're reading? That K is a visual flag, instantly telling our brains, hey, we're not talking about nighttime, we're talking about the soldier in armor.
So let's just recap their resume, shall we? They change how long a vowel sounds. They separate words that sound the same, like right, and they even help preserve a word's original meaning. I mean, come on, these silent letters are some of the hardest workers in the entire language.
You know, this quote really says it all, doesn't it? The letters that we don't pronounce are often just as important as the ones we do. They carry history, they give us clarity, and they add this hidden layer of logic and meaning to the words we use every day.
It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? I mean, if something as simple as a silent K can hold centuries of history and meaning, what other secrets are hiding in plain sight, right inside the words we speak and write every single day?